It's Passover, and Jews all around the world are celebrating our freedom. But what if on a personal level, you're just not feeling very free? What if you're feeling stuck or enslaved or trapped in a situation that you feel like it's just not changing? How can you experience this freedom? I want to share an incredible true story with you that I heard by Elmer Bendiner. He was a Jewish American navigator who fought during World War II. He said it was 1943. Von Fox was his pilot, and their mission was to fly over Kessel, Germany, and bomb the Nazi enemy territory. Now that day, he and his crew got into their B-17 bomber, and they took off, and he was flying smoothly. Until, boom! His plane was rocked from this impact. He realized that they were hit by German anti-aircraft fire. Now, this wasn't the first time that their B-17 bomber had been hit. But this time was different, because the 20mm shell pierced their fuel tank. They literally all braced for the explosion, but the plane didn't explode. Von was totally shaken. Somehow, he flew the plane back, and he landed the plane safely. Now, he and his team were shocked by what just happened. They knew that they just experienced a miracle. Their plane should have blown up right there in the sky over Germany, but it didn't. The next morning after the attack, Von asked for the shell as a souvenir of this incredible miracle. But the crew chief told him something that shocked him even more. He said that they didn't actually find one shell in the gas tank. They found 11 unexploded shells. But it gets even crazier. They sent all the shells down to be defused, and when the armorers opened up the shells, they didn't find any explosives. They were all empty. Except one. One had a note rolled up inside, written in Czechoslovakian. They quickly searched the base to find somebody who could translate it, and eventually they found one person who spoke Czech. He read it out loud. And the note said, "This is all we can do for you right now." It turns out that the Czechoslovakian Jews at that time were forced to work in Nazi ammunition factories and forced to create bombs and weapons that would kill more Jews. But instead, they sabotaged the bombs by leaving out the explosives and putting in a note. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Here they were, totally trapped. They couldn't escape. But even though they couldn't change their situation, they found meaning and purpose within it. They were slaves who found freedom within their slavery. They said, look, we might be slaves, but here's what we can do. And they saved lives. You know, Viktor Frankl once said, he said, forces beyond your control can take everything you possess, except one thing: your freedom to choose how you respond to the situation. Yes, right now, the Jewish people are celebrating freedom. And maybe you personally don't feel free because of a really painful or challenging situation you're in. Maybe it's a disability that's not going away, or a diagnosis that's not changing. Maybe you're facing bankruptcy, or you're feeling lonely. But you're not a slave to your situation. Look, miracles do happen, and God willing, things will change. But right now, although you can't change your situation, you have the freedom to choose greatness within your situation. You know, sometimes we experience freedom when things change. And sometimes we experience freedom when we change. When we recognize that within our situations, there are great things that only we can do. So let's do it. Let's find the freedom in our lives. And as a result, lift our spirits and join the Jewish people in celebrating our national freedom this Pesach. Happy Passover.